Here's a story that's been told in the Talmud and it's worth telling again. And I told it also about Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa. Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa was a miraculous person, but he was tremendously poor. Tremendously poor. He saw everyone going up to the Holy Temple, and he didn't have anything to bring. He didn't have any money to buy any sacrifices, to bring an olah or anything like that. And so he went out into the field meditating, and he saw a beautiful rock, big boulder, and he decided to polish it up. So he worked at it and he polished it up, and it really looked nice. And he decided he was going to bring this to the Holy Temple. Maybe they would put it outside in the garden or somewhere in the surrounding. But it was outstandingly beautiful. But it weighed about 1,000, 2,000 pounds, a ton, 2 tons. So he asked that he was waiting. They didn't know what to do. So happened to come by, amazing miracle came by these strong men, movers. And he said, listen, I would like you to bring this to the Holy Temple. So they said, let's figure that was pretty heavy. It'll cost you, let's say, $500. Says, listen, I don't have any money, but when we get there, I'll borrow the money. He said, no, no, no. Yeah, you have to pay up front. What if you don't borrow the money? What if you don't? So he didn't know what to do. So he prayed to God. All of a sudden, there came another big group. And they said, what's wrong? One of them said, what's wrong? He said, I want to bring this up to Jerusalem, but I don't have any money. So they said, okay, you know what? You can pay us when you get there. So, oh, I'll for sure I'll do it. How much do you want? So they said, we want, $100. So, oh, that's really wonderful. That's a very cheap price. I'll do it. So they were the huge, strong men. And they said, we'll carry it. We'll carry it on our shoulders. We'll put it on carry it. Okay. And I carry it. They figured maybe put it in a wagon or something, but okay, we'll carry it. So they all stood around the rock and they said, but you have to help us. But Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa spent all of his time learning Torah. He barely had what to eat. How much could he lift up? He could lift up his spoon to his mouth, but more than that. So he said, what can I possibly help? They said, listen, if you don't help us, we're not going to do it. I said, what do you want us to do? What do you want me to do? I'll pray. He said, no, 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 no. You put your hand under it, close your eyes, we'll count to 3 and lift up. So he said, okay. So there were, let's say, 5, 6 of these strong men. They put hands under it. They said, you two, that he fit himself in, put his hand under it, closed his eyes, 1, 2, 3, lift up, lifted it up. Okay, you can take your hand out. Took his hand out, and they were in Jerusalem. They stood in front of the Holy Temple. So he said, this is amazing. Wow, this is fantastic. How in the world did you do that? But they said, well, what about pay? No, don't worry. I'll get your money. I'll get just wait right here. So he ran to the place of learning. And if I'm not mistaken, he went to Rabbi Yochanan ben. Anyway, went to one of the big rabbis. And he said, Shimon ben Gamliel, I think. And he said, I need $200. He said, no problem. No problem. He gave him the money. He ran back to I said, I'm sorry, I got the money. Here it is. And there were no people. So he asked around. Maybe they went to the bathroom or something like that. So we waited there for 5-10 minutes. And he asked people, did you see these huge, strong men that were over here? Nobody knew what he was talking about. And so he went back looked around, they asked around, went back to the place of learning, gave the money back to Rabbi Shimon, said, listen, if I see these people again, I say, you see them again, come to me, I'll send them to me, I'll pay them. He said, but listen, there was something strange. These men were tremendously strong, they were tremendously powerful, and they made the whole journey in a few seconds, a huge thing. But they wanted me to help. They insisted that I should help them. And without my help, they said that they couldn't do it. So Rabbi Shimon Gamliel said, I think that those people were angels. They weren't really people, they were angels. And God sent them because he saw your tremendous desire to bring something to the Holy Temple, and your whole life was devoted to God. So, no big miracle, no big thing. If you did everything on what God wanted, that God do what you wanted. He said, but why did they want me to help? Why did I have to help? What was the point? So that's the whole exact point. The point is that the angels, they can do miracles, but only if you help them. You have to help them. So it's the same thing with us. We have to do our part. And even though that the job seems to be impossible to bring Mashiach, that's not our concern. It's not our concern. Our concern is, do we do our part? Even if it's a little bit, putting our hand under it, and then whoop, everything will happen in a miraculous way right now, Mashiach, before Shavuot, before tomorrow, God willing. Have a good day with Mashiach now.